Hey folks, welcome to another episode of the Weekly Spark, your regular roundup of what's been happening in the worlds of Kindle, e-ink, iPad and other related tech. This week, BOOX unveils a new pair of Go e-ink tablets, Apple snaps up MotionVFX and Alexa Plus starts rolling out here in the UK. So grab a cuppa and let's get cracking. BOOX has just updated its Go 10.3 e-ink tablet, and the big change is that there are now two models. There's the Go 10.3 Gen 2, which skips a front light for what some might say is a more honest paper-like look, and there's the new Go 10.3 Gen 2 Lumi, which adds an adjustable dual-tone front light for reading and writing in darker environments. Now, unlike the ever-popular Scribe and the Remarkable devices, these models run Android 15, and so that gives you access to Google Play. That means you're not boxed into one ecosystem. You can install apps like Google Docs, Microsoft Word, calendar apps, email apps and planners, which for a lot of people make the Go models feel that much more flexible. Both models use a 10.3-inch 300 ppi monochrome e-ink display, so text should look crisp. The regular model is just 4.6 millimeters thick, while the Lumi is 4.8 millimeters. Those extra 2 millimeters probably due to that extra LED layer. Both include a 3,700 mAh battery that BOOX says can last for many weeks with the wireless switched off. You also get 64 gigabytes of internal storage and native support for 26 different file formats such as PDF, EPUB, DocX, etc. You'll also get an eSense Plus stylus in the box with 4096 levels of pressure sensitivity and tilt support. Under the hood is an advanced octa-core processor which should give you fast app usage and task switching. You even get the option to connect to an external keyboard if you want to do more serious writing. Price-wise, the regular version starts at $399, while the front-lit Lumi model comes in at $429.99. Apple has just acquired MotionVFX, and if you edit video on a Mac, firstly, you'll probably know what this is, and secondly, this could turn out to be a bigger deal than it first sounds. MotionVFX is one of the best known names in the Final Cut Pro world, making plugins, templates, tracking tools and other add-ons that a lot of editors use. MotionVFX says it is now joining the Apple team, although Apple hasn't shared any financial terms. So why does this all matter? After all, it's just one company buying another. Well, back in January, Apple launched Creator Studio, its new subscription bundle that includes Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro and Pixelmator Pro on the Mac and iPad, plus Motion, Compressor and Main Stage on the Mac, as well as a few more bells and whistles with other Apple apps. I made a whole video about this, which gives you much more details if you're interested, and I'll link that in the description. In the UK, the Creator Studio starts at $12.99 a month. If MotionVFX tools, templates or engineering talent start feeding directly into Final Cut, well, that subscription fee might suddenly look a lot more palatable for people who make videos or those who are on the edge as to whether to subscribe to Creator Studio or not. There's another angle to look at here too. How does this affect the iPad? Final Cut Pro for iPad 3.0 arrived on 28th of January with transcript search, visual search, beat detection, montage maker, background exports and external monitor support. So Apple clearly hasn't left the iPad version sitting in the corner collecting dust. That raises the question of whether some of MotionVFX plugins could eventually make their way to the iPad too. Although I should probably be a bit careful with the word plugging. Apple's own support pages for third-party video plugins are written specifically for Final Cut Pro on the Mac, and Apple's plugin compatibility documentation is also framed around Final Cut Pro and Motion on the Mac. So possibly the more believable short-term outcome is not full-fat Mac-style MotionVFX plugins suddenly appearing on iPad, but Apple bringing some of that know-how into built-in titles effects, templates, or tracking features instead. So no, this doesn't mean MotionVFX plugins are suddenly coming to the iPad tomorrow, but it does suggest Apple sees real value in owning more of the Final Cut ecosystem, and that could have knock-on effects for Mac users, iPad users, and possibly even editors using rival platforms too. Now, before we move on to the next story, if you're enjoying this kind of roundup and like the latest news around Kindle, e-ink, iPad and related tech, please do consider subscribing. The idea behind the Weekly Spark is pretty simple. One short video each week to keep you up to speed with things that matter in this space. And if you find these videos helpful and want to support the channel a little further, you can also buy me a digital coffee. The QR code is on the screen. I'll also put the link in the description. It's completely optional, of course, but it does help support the work that goes into researching and putting these episodes together. Right, let's get back to it. It's really no secret that Amazon can really drag its heels when releasing products and software to other countries that don't have America in the name, if we get them at all. Kindle Scribe Colorsoft Amazon, we're still waiting. Anyways, it's a nice surprise to see that Alexa Plus is rolling out to the UK not so long after my American cousins have had access to it. Amazon says Alexa Plus started rolling out in the UK on the 19th of March through an early access program, and the UK is the first country in Europe to get it. Indeed, I was able to put my name down on the list, so now I'm waiting for my official invite. Now, this isn't just the old Alexa with a bit of polish strapped on. Amazon says Alexa Plus is built to be more conversational, more capable, and more proactive, using large language models from Amazon's Nova and Anthropic. In practical terms, that means it's meant to do a lot more than just set timers and tell you the weather. Amazon says it can help with things like restaurant bookings, smart home controls, shopping, music, news, and more services are said to be on their way. Now, the smart home control is particularly interesting, as creating a new routine should now be as simple as telling Alexa what you want it to do, and it will create that routine for you. No need to visit the app and go through various setup steps. So if you want cozy lighting to come on in your room and the blind to automatically close, it should just be a simple case of asking Alexa to make that a daily routine. Another surprise is that Amazon seems to be making a big thing of the British side of this. The company says teams in Cambridge have worked on making Alexa Plus understand British speech, regional expressions, and the general way that people actually talk over here. So, in theory at least, this should feel less like a voice assistant that's learnt British English from a phrasebook, and more like one that actually knows what you mean when you say you're knackered, or that it's a bit nippy outside. As for how you get it, well, if you buy a new eligible Echo device in the UK, you'll get immediate early access. If you already own a compatible device, you can sign up like I did and wait for that invite. Amazon says the Alexa Plus works on the majority of Echo devices, compatible Fire TV devices, and the Alexa app, with browser access coming soon. During early access, it's free. After that, though, it'll cost $19.99 a month, unless you're a Prime member, in which case it's included. So this feels like a serious attempt to turn Alexa from a basic voice command machine in something closer to a proper assistant. Whether people use it enough to justify that price if they don't already have Prime is another question. But as UK launches go, this is a fairly notable one. Okay, that's all for this week. If you've spotted any e-ink, Kindle or iPad stories you think are worth sharing, please do drop them in the comments or send them over to markfromthespark@gmail.com. As always, a like would be lovely, subscribing means you won't miss the next episode, and tapping that hype button would be hugely appreciated. Thanks for watching or listening. I'm Mark from the Weekly Spark, and I'll see you in the next one.